Alexander Isak to Liverpool, Luis Diaz out of Liverpool, Xavi Simons, Benjamin Sesko, Barcelona transfer updates, Eberechi Eze to Arsenal. Get all of this in this video detailedly. And if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, may you watch the video carefully to the end and tell me what you think about all these latest transfer updates down in the comment section. Let's jump into it. Alexander Isak to Liverpool is happening. Yes, the player have said yes to Liverpool. The guy have said all I want at this point in time is Liverpool. He does not want to stay at Newcastle. He does not want to join any other club apart from Liverpool. The latest update as per Fabrizio Romano shows that Al Hilal sent proposals to Alexander Isak worth £700,000, £700,000 per week, but the guy rejected, which is approximately £30 million per season. But the guy rejected. He wants to stay in the English Premier League. He wants to stay in Europe, but try a new chapter elsewhere. And that elsewhere is Liverpool. The guy is ready to join Liverpool at all costs. The guy is ready to do everything that he can to join Liverpool. Remember, Newcastle actually traveled for their preseason in Singapore, and the guy did not travel with them because he wants to send a clear message to them. I want to try a new chapter. I want to try a new chapter, and that chapter can only be tried but at Liverpool. So for now, Liverpool is trying all they could because Alexander Isak have always been a target to Liverpool. Yes, before they signed Hugo Ekitike, they wanted to sign Alexander Isak before Newcastle actually shut down the door during that time. And now that they have signed Hugo Ekitike, they are still considering signing Alexander Isak. But for now, let's just stay with our eyes open because the deal is actually going to happen. Alexander Isak can only join Liverpool. And one thing I would always like to tell people is that when a player chooses a club, when a player says, I want to join this club, there is nothing that can push that player away from that club. If Alexander Isak have said, yes, I want to join Liverpool, there is nothing Newcastle can do. Even if they can keep him during the January transfer window, he will still threaten to leave. Even if they keep him during the January transfer window, during the next summer, he will still threaten to leave. And one thing is that he might end up not still extending his contract. But one thing we have also noticed in recent years is that there are players that threaten a club that they want to leave and join a certain club because they want that they should extend their salary. Maybe let's just wait and see if that is the case with Alexander Isak. But the guy is very serious. He wants to try a new chapter elsewhere and he wants to join Liverpool. He is taking Liverpool as his number one, number two, number three, and his last option. So let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead. As Alexander Isak is threatening to leave Newcastle and join Liverpool, that is how Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez also wants to leave Liverpool. Remember, Liverpool had a game today against AC Milan, and in that game, right, Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez were not even on the bench. They did not play the game. They were not even on the players list, and they end up not even showing up for the game. So let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead. After the game, Ancelotti will ask about the future of Luis Diaz. The guy said we have been seeing rumors day in day out that he might end up leaving the club. So for now, he is not in position to answer those questions. So what I'm trying to understand is that Luis Diaz is going to leave Liverpool. Yes, from what I have understood, Luis Diaz is going to leave Liverpool. When you see a club keeping a player aside because that player wants to leave, it shows that there is something, there is an inner discussion about that player that is making the coach not to play that player. Had it been Luis Diaz was to stay with Liverpool, like they could have even featured him on a players list, but he was not. Even on the bench, he was not. He did not even show up. But let's just wait and see. But Bayern Munich on the other side is working so hard because Luis Diaz have said yes to Bayern Munich. Luis Diaz have said yes to Vexel Company. The guy have said yes to Bayern Munich's project. He wants to try a new chapter in the Bundesliga, and sooner or later the deal can happen. But for now, let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead. And like I've been saying for the past 1 month, I've been telling you guys, Darwin Núñez is going to leave Liverpool. Darwin Núñez is going to leave Liverpool. For now, no one knows the club that is going to sign him because clubs are not showing interest in signing him. Not because he is not a good player, but because his release clause is more than what some clubs can afford. Remember, Napoli were seriously interested in signing this guy, but his release clause sent Napoli away. And for now, Napoli actually shut down the door. They said they are not going to sign Darwin Núñez again. But let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead. Just imagine the arrival of Hugo Ekitike, and there is a possible arrival of Alexander Isak. And then Darwin Núñez is not going to have a playing spot with Liverpool again. So he will definitely leave the club in the next days ahead. But for now, let's just wait and see what happens in the next days ahead. When we leave Liverpool and take a look at one of the most competitive clubs in the Premier League, Arsenal, you discover that despite signing 6 players this summer, they are still in the transfer market waiting for opportunities, and the next big name is that of Eberechi Eze. Yes, Arsenal is back in line. They are interested in signing Eberechi Eze. I still remember, I think that was early June or May ending. I recorded a video, and in that video I said Arsenal should go and get Eberechi Eze. When I saw rumors circulating that Arsenal is interested in signing Eberechi Eze. Eberechi Eze is a good player. You and I know it. He is a good player, right? We have seen it with Crystal Palace. We have seen it with the English national team. And just imagine a player who plays for Crystal Palace but currently playing and also playing for the national team. You get to understand. So let's just wait and see what happens in the next year. But Eberechi Eze have said yes to Michael Arteta. He have said yes to the project. He have said yes to Arsenal. And it is just at the level of club-to-club discussions for the deal to happen. And sooner or later, Eberechi Eze can be joining Arsenal. What will keep Arsenal aside and take a look at another Premier League club, we discover that Benjamin Sesko is a target for Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko is a target for Newcastle, who is going to sign this guy at the end of the day because his release clause is something very, very big for clubs to pay. Remember, Manchester United needs a striker this summer. Everyone is aware that Manchester United needs to sign a striker, and they have Benjamin Sesko as one of their players that they are actually focusing on, and Nicolas Jackson is also among those strikers that they want this summer. So at the end of the day, Manchester United can sign a striker, right? On the other side, Newcastle is actually interested in signing another striker because Alexander Isak might end up leaving the club, and they are also considering going head to head with Leipzig to see if they can get the deal of Benjamin Sesko done. But for now, let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead because the deal is not yet active. Yes, Benjamin Sesko leaving Leipzig is something that you and I know, everybody knows, because when the transfer window was just open, Arsenal were the ones that wanted to sign Benjamin Sesko, but it ended up not happening, and they signed Victor Gyökeres, who carried out his medical today in London, and he is actually on his way to Singapore to join his teammates for their preseason. But for now, let's just wait and see what happens in the next days ahead. And the latest update also is that of Xavi Simons. Yes, from Leipzig, the same club of Benjamin Sesko. Is Xavi Simons going to join Bayern Munich? Is Xavi Simons going to join Arsenal? Is Xavi Simons going to join Chelsea? All our eyes are still open. But among these 3 clubs that I have just listed, Chelsea is the one that have gone far ahead with Xavi Simons. But for now, nothing can be confirmed. Like I tell you, the summer transfer window is something that until you see it happening before you say something, right? Anything can still happen. Bayern Munich is still very active in signing Xavi Simons from Leipzig. Arsenal still wants Xavi Simons. Chelsea still wants Xavi Simons. But from what I am saying, Xavi Simons have come to a personal agreement with Chelsea, and now it is at a level of club-to-club discussion. So I cannot confirm anything for now, but let's just wait and see what happens in the next ahead. And the latest transfer updates coming from Barcelona is that Barcelona is not going to sign players again. Yes, Joan Laporta confirmed this yesterday. They are done with the summer signings. They have spent just 25 million euros this summer, and that expenditure was on Joan Garcia. Marcus Rashford is on loan. So Joan Laporta said they are done for this summer signings. They are not going to sign any player again this summer, and what he is focusing on now is registering the players that he has signed and thinking of a possible return to Camp Nou. That is what Joan Laporta said. They are not going to sign players again this summer. All that matters now is to register those players they have signed and think of when they are going to return to Camp Nou. So guys, those are the latest transfer updates I have gotten so far. And if you're a Manchester United fan watching the video, right, I was just watching a video on YouTube, and I saw in that video, right, people are actually saying that Carlos Baleba can possibly be a good player for Manchester United. Yes, they said he can be a good player for Manchester United, and I think if Manchester United can sign that guy, right, if Manchester United can sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton, then it is going to be the signing of the season. Yes, Carlos Baleba is still a very young player. The guy is very talented. He's very hardworking, and he is that type of player that will take no time to adapt. Remember, players that play for Brighton can play for any other club in Europe because Brighton is having a good system of play. Like no matter who come and coach the club, they have one system that they normally use, that when a club leave the club and gets to any club, it adapts very easily. So for now, let's just wait and see what happens in the next day. Guys, I've come to the end of this video, and if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, may you hit the thumb up to the video, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, you turn on the notification bell, so when next I post videos that are similar to this one, you'll be one of the first people to see it, guys. And I will highly appreciate if you can tell me what you think about the latest transfer updates of Alexander Isak threatening to leave Newcastle, transfer updates of Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, that of Darwin Núñez, that of Benjamin Sesko, and Manchester United transfer updates, Arsenal and Barcelona transfer updates. Tell me all of this down in the comment section, and see you guys on to my next video.